Cool. So Adriana asked the question on YouTube, and Adriana Camilo says, "Thanks for another great video. Watching from South Florida, USA. Boom. I will be going on a solo campervan trip from mid-September to early October. I will be interested more about the driving conditions, specifically related to snow and ice. I've been driving in the snow. I've never been driven in the snow. I'll be taking a route similar to your 2 weeks itinerary in the Southern End. We do have a video about driving in the snow, so just type winter driving New Zealand and you should find it straight away. Also, an unrelated question. Now that's when it becomes interesting. I saw you have a lot of great hiking information on your website. Can you recommend some picturesque southern hikes and walks for inexperienced hiker? Maybe less than 3 hours round trip." All right, so yeah, definitely we can recommend some short hikes. That's true that we usually always recommend a bit longer hike, but yeah, if you want something under 3 hours, the southern of New Zealand is one of the best places in the world to do that. So I'm gonna get started straight away with a hike up Rocky Mountain, which is in the Wanaka area. So Wanaka is absolutely stunning. It has a beautiful lake and it's surrounded by mountains. Now there are some really famous hikes like Roy's Peak, which takes 5 to 6 hours to complete. But the Rocky Mountain gives you amazing view around, and it's only about a 7 kilometers hike. I know you're from the US, but here in New Zealand we use kilometers, so you have to do a bit of conversion right here. But yeah, so it's only about 7 kilometers, which makes it about 2 to 3 hours. It's not too steep and give you breathtaking views of lakes and mountains, and you also have a bit of a native bush, so it's pretty awesome. So it's Rocky like the boxer mountain, and it's near Wanaka.
All right, so another good hike with lots of lakes and mountains is in the Nelson Lakes National Park, which is the Mount Roberts track. Now, the Nelson Lakes is one of those national parks that actually sort of gets overlooked a lot because it's just in between the city of Nelson and on the west coast of where Westport is. So a lot of people drive through that way but don't actually realize how many awesome hikes there are to do around there. And like we say, one of the really awesome hikes to do there is the Mount Rogbert hike, which is about 9 kilometers long and takes just over 3 hours to do the whole round trip. But yeah, it's another amazing place to sort of experience native New Zealand forest, do a little bit of bird watching on the way, but also get some amazing views of the lakes of the Nelson Lake National Park and surrounding mountains.
Okay, another one which is very popular is Hooker Valley. It's popular because everybody take a cheeky picture with a sign saying Hooker Valley and post them on Reddit and stuff like that. But it's quite a short walk. It's about 5 kilometers. It's about maybe a little bit more than 2 hours, and it's a humbling walk because you are walking really kind of low, surrounded by so many massive mountains, and it makes you appreciate the sheer scale of mountain ranges. So it's a really breathtaking and fantastic walk to do on the southern of New Zealand.
Yeah. So another one we have on our list is Queenstown Hill. Obviously in Queenstown, it is probably one of the more expensive towns to go and visit. So when you actually do find a hike there, and actually which is a free activity, it's always really, really awesome to be like, finally, something I don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for. But yeah, Queenstown Hill is definitely a really good one to do. It's located in the sort of in the back of a residential area called the Queenstown Hill area, and even getting up the hill in this residential area it's a little bit of a steep climb, but
it's breathtaking, but not for the view just yet.
Yes. So the good thing about this walk, it sort of starts off going through like some pine forest, which isn't really native to New Zealand, but it always feels like you're in an alpine sort of environment, and it sort of winds its way slowly up this hill, and then it comes to an amazing viewpoint where you get to see Lake Wakatipu and a load of surrounding mountains and valleys. It's just a really good photo op, and there's also a little bit of a sculpture up there as well. It's a sculpture of a basket, which again, it's a good photo opportunity as well.
All right, so from the uphill, actually almost everything we mentioned right now has hills.
Yeah.
We're going to go to probably the flattest walk in the whole country. Wouldn't you agree? So that's the Kaikoura Peninsula Walkway. It's just so many words. So the Kaikoura Peninsula Walkway is in Kaikoura. That was wow, mind
Makes
blowing.
sense.
But I basically just go literally through the coastline of Kaikoura. There are some boardwalks. There are some some like you basically just walk sometimes alongside the road, and you get to see a seal colony. So it's really beautiful. You also see like all the mountains on the back, the backdrop of the mountains, the sea. It's a really fantastic walk. You can find that if you type Kaikoura and BackpackerGuide.NZ on YouTube. We actually did this walk with some alpacas carrying our bags.
Oh no, they were llamas. Don't
Llama,
get those
sorry, same diff. So we did this walk over there. It's a really nice and super easy walk, and it's about 11 kilometers, but it's super flat, so it only takes about 3 hours to do. Really, 3 hours at the stretch. You can definitely do that much faster than that.
Yeah.
Speaking of a short walk.
So another one to go for is Lake Matterson, which is near the Fox Glacier, which is, well, again, we're talking about the South Island, so it's on the South Island.
Wow.
I almost felt like I needed to mention that, but I realised all of these are in the South Island. But this is quite a short walk if you're just doing sort of a walk to the main lookout and then coming back again. But actually, I think it's the same for doing the whole loop, which is 2.5 kilometers and takes about an hour to complete.
Yeah, the whole loop is
about the same. Yeah. So this is
maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah. So you could do either one. Obviously, I would recommend doing the whole loop just so you get to see something different the whole way. But a really popular option for most people is to go to the main photo spot and then come back. So Lake Matterson is famous for being basically the most reflective lake in New Zealand. It has reflections, at this certain viewpoint there is reflections of Mount Cook, which is the highest mountain in New Zealand, as well as the other mountains that are in the Southern Alps. The walk itself is mostly through forest, which is really beautiful. It's a flat walk. It's definitely something that any experienced or inexperienced walker can do.
Yeah.
You can even take, I think it's wheelchair accessible. You can take strollers down there. So it's a very well-maintained track and an easy one to do, but definitely worth doing because it's just stunning.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, one last one will be the French Joseph Glacier Face Walk. So it's only about 5 kilometers walk. It's about an hour and a half at most. And you go over there and you are basically you're not going really close to the face. You're still quite far away from the glacier face, but you can see it and it's really beautiful. And you get to appreciate the sheer size of the glacier. And also you actually get to see how far the glacier has receding. So it's basically coming face to face with the glacier face, but also with climate change. So it's quite interesting. It's a really fascinating walk to do. It's humbling, and it's definitely a walk that I will consider doing. So here you go. That's our take for a bunch of beginners walk in the South Island of New Zealand for you, Adrianda Camilo. I hope that this was useful to you. If it was, hit like, hit subscribe, and if you guys have any questions of your own, put them in the comments of any other video, including this one, and we'll pick it up for maybe our next live session, maybe next week.
Yes.
All right, let's go back to live chat.